What's up, guys? So today I'm coming to you to let you guys know whether or not DoorDash is dead. I know a lot of you guys have been leaving comments saying you've been experiencing incredible shortages of work and you haven't been able to get any good jobs. So I'm not going to delay any further. The answer to the question is yes. DoorDash is dead. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment. No, but seriously, DoorDash has been incredibly slow lately, and I know you guys have been experiencing that exact same thing. So I did want to come to you guys today, let you know my theories as to why that's going on. I've done a lot of research on it, and I've been able to find a couple reasons that I legitimately think are the cause of this problem. So I'm gonna bring those to your attention, let you guys know what you should do about it, and tell you guys if I think that DoorDash will be able to make a comeback sometime here in the near future. So if you want to get the answers to those questions, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. And of course, if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate if you'd like the video as well. It helps it out a ton. And if you really like this kind of content, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, leave comments to let me know how I'm doing. And with that, let's dive straight into it. Okay, so like I said, I've been doing a lot of research on this topic, and the one thing that I've come back to over and over and over again is people continually saying that January, February, and March are traditionally the three roughest months of the year, especially January and February. Typically, you see less earned income through DoorDash in those 2 months than any of the other months of the year, and there are very specific reasons for that. Now, as I said, I learned this through research. I haven't actually experienced it myself before, so this is a first-time pain for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was incredibly surprised when I started DoorDashing in January and especially into February to see the drop in income so incredibly much. It's been very disappointing. If you're new to it within the last couple months, you probably already quit, and that is incredibly understandable. But again, January and February are traditionally the lowest income months, and according to a number of reputable sources, it's primarily because people have the least money during these months, and that makes a lot of sense. People are coming off of their holiday spending. Think about it from your own personal experience. Thanksgiving, Christmas, that time of year is incredibly fun. Hopefully you got to spend it with your family, but it is incredibly expensive. Going out, buying gifts for everyone, buying the food for meals. A lot of you are traveling, and that costs a ton right now. Well, that hurts people's wallets a lot. And when people's wallets are hurting, one of the first things to go is ordering out. Specifically ordering out through food delivery apps, because if you've ever ordered food through them yourself, you know that it is expensive. A meal that would normally cost $10, $15 might cost $25 or $30 once you have the fees added on and you give a tip to your driver. Hopefully you give a tip to your driver. We appreciate those. But anyways, it gets really, really expensive. So of course, when people's wallets are hurting, when they have less money than they typically do, food delivery services are going to see a cut. There is lower demand for food delivery because people simply do not have the money to be spending on food delivery services. But on the flip side of that, you actually experience something else that hurts this job even more. You see, this is gig work. This is something that people can pick up, they can do on the side, they can do it when they want to, they don't have to do it when they don't want to. It's really nice. It's why I love it. But it's very alluring to a lot of people. So when their wallets are hurting, when they have less money than they typically do, something that a lot of people think to do is hop on the app themselves and start driving. So during January, during February, not only are you seeing less work, you're actually seeing more drivers to do less work. It's a double whammy. It hurts a ton. And think about it, in an area where you might have gotten 10 quality jobs over the course of 5 hours, well, if there are twice as many drivers on the road, you might only get 5 quality jobs over the course of 5 hours, and that is simply not going to cut it. And it gets even worse from there, because from what I can tell from you guys in the comments, as well as my own personal experience, the quality jobs have kind of disappeared. Like I said earlier, people want to spend less money. Apparently, the first thing they do is not go get in their car and pick up the food themselves. It's actually to just stop tipping. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these $3 to go 7 miles, $4 to go 10 miles, $2.50 to go 6 miles, and those are never, ever, ever worth it. It does not matter how long that food sits at the restaurant. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen a restaurant like Chick-fil-A that has a bag sitting there on top of the counter, and then maybe you go deliver food and then you get another job to Chick-fil-A and come back and that same bag is sitting on top of the counter still. Yeah, that's because somebody didn't tip, and I say let that bag sit there all day long. Maybe that's a little bit controversial, but that is simply not worth it. We are independent contractors. We get to pick and choose which jobs we take, and if that is $2.50 to go 6 miles miles. That is never ever going to be worth it for absolutely anybody, and people should continue to decline that job all day long, which means that person's food just continues to get cold on the counter. And heck, if you're going to tip $0 to somebody who's going out of their way to deliver your food, I'm fine with that. But maybe that's a little bit beside the point. The real problem here is that between the decrease in orders, the increase in drivers, and the decrease in the quality of the orders that we're actually getting, it is incredibly rough out there. And that is the story of January and February in any typical year. But this year specifically, we are getting triple whammied, because if you haven't been paying attention, the stock market, the economy, it's been on kind of a roller coaster. And chances are good that if you are invested in the stock market, as I am, over these last couple of months, your portfolio is probably down. That always sucks. You know, if you're investing long term, it should historically go back up. But aside from that, inflation is as high as it's been in the last couple of decades. Prices are going up on everything, and I'm sure you felt it as a DoorDash driver yourself, because the cost of gas is absolutely ridiculous right now. I mean, I've talked about it before. Costco is the place to go. If you have a Costco in your area, you can go get Costco gas for substantially cheaper than most of the other gas stations around. But even at Costco, I'm now spending almost $3 a gallon. And that is incredibly cheap for my area, because if you go just a city over, the cheapest gas I've been able to find there is $3.30. That sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. That sucks. And again, when people have less money, they spend less money, especially on frivolous things like food delivery. So if you're invested in stocks and they're down, you're driving around paying more for gas, obviously that hurts the food delivery business even more. And as another side note, it makes it more expensive for us, which just makes it even less worth it to drive. So you're hearing me say, and also, yes, there are a lot of factors going on here that all compound to make DoorDash far less worth it than it was 3-4 months ago. I started in the November-December timeframe and thought this was just a cash cow. I was making upwards of $25 an hour on a lot of nights, and that was really incredible for me. But now I'm sitting here making $15 to $20 an hour, and when you factor out the cost of gas, the cost of maintenance on your car, all of those things, that brings it closer to the $10 to $14 range, and that is just not gonna cut it. So what is the long-term outlook on this? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to get better right away. We still have March to go. We still have a little bit of February left. So don't expect things to just bounce back right away. But like I said earlier, this is a cyclical thing. Things should return to normal, especially as people start going into the summer. They want to spend their time outside enjoying themselves, not going to pick up food. So this job should increase in volume. Hopefully, on the flip side of that, less drivers will be on the road at that point, and people will just have more money because they aren't coming off of the incredibly expensive holiday season. So things should return to normal, but you're looking at about a 2-month or so time frame from this point. And obviously, if the stock market absolutely tanks, if gas goes to $3.50 or $4 a gallon, which is unfortunately incredibly possible, well, then that may not be true at all, and things may be actually worse than they are right now. I'm not a genie, I'm not a psychic, I cannot predict the future, but based on the statistics that we have, based on the trends from past years, we can make an educated guess that yes, by April things should be returning to normal, and hopefully you can be expecting to make more in the $20 to $25 an hour range, which would make this side hustle worth it. So is DoorDash dead? Yes, but it can be revived, and it should be. You just got to give it some time. So with all of that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, all I would ask, please just give this video a like. If it's the only thing you do today nice for somebody, do it for me. Give it a like. Also, if you really like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment to let me know how I'm doing. Also, just leave a comment to let me know what it's been like in your market. I love to hear you guys' stories. I love to hear your guys' feedback. So make sure you leave those down below. And with all of that said, I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.